Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to the channel. My name is Nini and today we're doing a sketchbook session and this will be the last sketchbook session of this sketchbook. Hooray! So I am almost done with the sketchbook. This will be the last spread of the sketchbook and look at how thick this thing is. Look at that. And I posted a short to YouTube like showing how much thicker this one is compared to my second sketchbook. If you don't know, this is my third sketchbook that I had since I started taking art seriously. And oh god, it's so freaking thick and it's falling apart too. Like, let me just, like, look at that. Look, the cover is coming off. And it's coming off the other side too. It's like completely off. It's probably because I added a whole bunch of doodles, but yeah, this is a very thick sketchbook and I'm very excited to do the sketchbook tour, which look out for. It'll be recorded in like a few days and I'll try and like do a different editing style than I usually do. I'm trying to explore different things. And sorry if I sound weird. I think I might have like a little bit of a cold. It's been raining the past few days, so, and it's been very cold, so yeah. But yeah, so today we're going to be doing the final sketch spread and I'm very excited. I already have my new sketchbook and it's different from the one that I have now. This one is an ELO sketchbook and it's a bit thinner, a lot thinner than this Ohuhu mixed media sketchbook, and I got this one just to try it out and also to see if I could like push out sketchbook tours more often, because this, I think this took around the same amount of time that the last one took, which is like 9 months, and I really want to I don't know, excuse me, about like halfway through I was kind of wanting to start a new one already. It's kind of hard sticking in the same sketchbook, which I've been trying to like draw in other sketchbooks too. I do have like an ideas like messy sketchbook. I might show that one day, but it's nowhere near done since it has like 200 pages or something like that. But yeah, this is a really thick sketchbook, so I hope you guys are looking forward to the sketchbook tour. And I guess we'll go ahead and get started. So my idea for this last spread was to do the same concept with the space raccoons with Jasper and Jacqueline, and I think I'll stick with the same color palette. We'll see. And I do want to use the same markers that I used for this one too, which is these oil-based markers. I think that I have gotten better at rendering a bit more, not specifically with these markers. I haven't used these since I did this one. But we'll see. I did use my acrylic paint markers at some point in this sketchbook, so we'll see. But I already went ahead and sketched the last spread. It looks like this. Pretty simple. I didn't want to stress myself out too much. Yeah, we'll just we'll see what happens. Yeah. Oh, and if you like this content, please consider following me on Instagram at mongwa_studio or mongwa_sketchbook, and also follow me on DeviantArt since I started posting there again recently. And if you like this content, please consider subscribing and liking the video, and we'll go ahead and get started. So these are the colors that I'm considering using. I think that I want to get a bit more variation with the colors, so I'm gonna go ahead and swatch them to see if I really want to use them. Hello again, everyone. So I didn't really have too many difficulties with these pens. I think I complained a lot in the beginning of the sketchbook when I was doing that previous illustration, but I feel like I chose a pretty good color palette for this illustration, and I'm really happy that I chose to use blue in this one because I felt like something was lacking in that other one. But one of the markers wasn't really working, so I decided not to use that one, and I'm not super surprised because I haven't used them in months. So so yeah, the color palette is basically just blue, pink, and yellow, which is kind of like a primary color palette scheme, but not really. But yeah, I had so much fun coloring this in. I forgot how much fun it was to use these markers. I think that the end result is really cool. Please ignore that blue part in the space helmet. I do cover it up at some point because I made the background purple instead of blue. But I do think that the undercolor of blue adds to the space helmet kind of feel. Yeah. So just like the illustration at the beginning of the sketchbook, I decided to have there be like a lot of movement in the composition and having them chase each other among the stars, of course. And this time I decided to have there be like planets too. So they're running along the rings of like a Saturn-like planet. I am so sorry, guys. And yeah, they're just having fun and being little mischievous twins because that's what they are. And this time, Jacqueline's leading the way. Actually, I think she was leading the way in the last one too. But I had a lot of fun with this. It was pretty simple to color. And yeah. So I'm not gonna talk too much about the process. I'm just gonna let you guys watch it. But I do want to talk about how I felt about ending the sketchbook and like my final thoughts about this sketchbook. So like I said before, this sketchbook took about 9 months from I think June of 2023 until March of this year, 2024. And I'm really proud of how far I've come since my second sketchbook tour, which if you haven't seen, you should definitely go check it out. That one's pretty cool too. I feel like this sketchbook has a lot more sketchiness to it. I don't know. I think I focus a lot more on concept art rather than just specific character art. I don't know how to phrase it correctly, but there's definitely a stark contrast between my second sketchbook and this sketchbook. And I feel like I would have finished this sketchbook sooner, but I was kind of depressed last year after my grandma died, so it kind of slowed me down. But I picked myself back up again and decided that this year I was going to be drawing almost every day, which I kind of have. I've missed a few days just because I've been too busy with like work and schoolwork, but I think I've been pretty consistent. And if you want to see that kind of stuff, those sketches, it's on my sketchbook Instagram at mongo_sketchbook. And yeah, I think that in this sketchbook I drew a lot of karma, which is something that was lacking in my last sketchbook. If you don't know, Karma is one of my original characters and is pretty much kind of the love interest of Mongo. But yeah, I drew them a lot more in this sketchbook, and I didn't really draw Zara and Serenity very much in the sketchbook, which is kind of a bummer because I definitely want to expand upon their story and their world. I feel like I've been focusing a lot more on Mongo's world rather than the human world, which is okay. But I want to do better about having like a balance in my sketchbooks. I think for my new sketchbook, I'm definitely gonna want to focus on the Zara and Serenity world. I still need to come up with names for these stories, but yeah, I have been working a lot more on environment design in my newest sketchbook. I have started it just because I couldn't wait too long to do the voiceover for this video. I didn't do much environment stuff in my sketchbook number 3, which is unfortunate, and I'm very happy that I'm doing it in my newest sketchbook. But overall, I really enjoyed sketching in this sketchbook. It took a long while because the sketchbook is thick, like I said before. It's an Ohuhu mixed media square bound 8x8 sketchbook, and my newest one is an ELO sketchbook, and I'm really happy to like try a different sketchbook that I'm used to. But yeah, this is a pretty short video. I think the total illustration took about 2.5 hours, and I kind of just cut it down a bit to make it 13 minutes. But yeah, a bit different from my first illustration in the sketchbook. I actually went back and did kind of rendering and line art with my Prismacolor color pencils for this illustration, just for there to be a bit more contrast and a bit more of a finished look for this illustration. And I'm very glad that I did, because those stars look so good. I really like that aesthetic. It's kind of like, I don't know, like a Cartoon Network aesthetic. And yeah, I really like that I did the same thing, or like the same concept, a similar concept for the end of the sketchbook as the beginning of the sketchbook. And I hope to do that with my sketchbook number 4, which I still haven't done the cover of. I still want to do that with you guys. And I'm still working on the ideas for it. But yeah, I am so glad to be done with the sketchbook. And the sketchbook tour is coming very, very soon. It took about 1.5 hours to record, which is wild, because I think my last sketchbook was like 46 minutes or something like that. So look forward to a long sketchbook tour and all of my commentary for it. And if you don't want commentary, there's a silent flip through on my YouTube channel already. Okay, so that's the end of this sketchbook session and the end of the sketchbook. I'm really proud of how this turned out, and I didn't mess up on the spelling this time like I did with the beginning. And I really like how it turned out in general. I really like how Jacqueline turned out with this. A bit different from last time. I used color pencils to kind of do line art and to shade a bit more. And I used blue this time too. And I think it really turned out very well with the purples and pinks and yellows. But yeah, thank you guys for all the support in this sketchbook. It really means a lot, and I can't wait to record the sketchbook tour. If you like this content, please consider subscribing, and I will see you all next time. Bye!
Yeah.